Hey, welcome to story time and welcome to the reading corner of AJ's room. We just spent some time cleaning off AJ's bookshelf, and I gotta tell you what, I think she's gonna agree with me when I say if you have a messy bookshelf and you have time to clean it up, you should do it today or maybe this weekend, right, AJ?
Yeah.
Because why?
There's a lot of good books.
There are a lot of good books, and sometimes when they're all messed up, they're hard to find. But look, we got everybody all straightened out, and we found some great stuff in there. So you should do the same if you have a messy bookshelf, because maybe you'll find stuff you're excited about too. So we sorted it out so we could find the rest of our Easter books. We're going to read one of them to you today. But first we have to introduce you to our stuffies. Who are these guys, AJ?
They're Wary and Bunny Wunny.
Exactly. Do you guys have your stuffies? Because we all know the stuffies love to read stories, right?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. And if they don't have their stuffies, what are we going to do to give them some time?
Count to 10.
Count to 10. Are you ready?
Mhm.
All right, you guys. So if you have your stuffies, count with us. And if you don't have your stuffies, run and get them when we count, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now we are going to read some stories. The first one that we're going to read is just a little short guy, but it's so cute. It's called On the Night You Were Born. I bought this book for AJ when she was still in my tummy. All right, on the night you were born. On the night you were born, the moon smiled with such wonder that the stars peeked in to see you, and the night wind whispered, "Life will never be the same," because there had never been anyone like you, ever in the world. So enchanted with you were the wind and the rain that they whispered the sound of your wonderful name. The sound of your name is a magical one. Say it out loud before we go on. All right, everybody say your name. Sunny.
AJ.
You guys say your name. It sailed through the farmland high on the breeze. This owl is saying, who in the world is exactly like you? Who? Over the ocean. And through the trees. Until everyone heard it and everyone knew one of the only and only ever you. Oh, excuse me. Until everyone heard it and everyone knew of the one and only ever you. Look at those cute little duckies. Not once had there been such eyes, such a nose, such silly, wiggly, wonderful toes. I got AJ's toes. In fact, I think I'll count to 3 so you can wiggle your toes for me. Okay, everybody get your toes ready. You can't see mine because they're way down there because my legs are long, but I'm going to wiggle them too. Everybody wiggle your toes on 3. 1, 2, 3, wiggle. This is the face I make when I wiggle my toes. When the polar bears heard, they danced until dawn. From faraway places, the geese flew home. Went past a lighthouse. The moon stayed up until morning the next day. It's a scarecrow. And none of the ladybugs flew away. So whenever you doubt just how special you are, and you wonder who loves you, how much and how far, listen for geese honking in the sky. They're singing a song to remember you by. Can we make honking noises like a goose? Honk, honk. Or notice the bears asleep at the zoo. It's It's because they've been dancing all night for you. Let's snore like the bears. Or drift off to sleep to the sound of the wind. Listen closely, it's whispering your name again. If the moon stays up until morning one day, or a ladybug lands and decides to stay, or a little bird sits at your window a while, it's because they're all hoping to see you smile. For never before in a story or rhyme, not even once upon a time, has the world ever known a you, my friend, and it never will, not ever again. Heaven blew every trumpet and played every horn on the wondrous, marvelous night you were born. The end. Wasn't that sweet? That book was about just how special everybody is. And when AJ was in my belly, I knew she was going to be special. So when I found this book, I had to buy it just for you. What do you think about that? All right, guys. We're going to save our Easter story for last. So the next is the Berenstain Bears and the trouble with Chores. And AJ has just realized that she really loves the Berenstain Bears, don't you, buddy?
Yes.
So here's the next one. Anybody else like the Berenstain Bears? Oops.
I think everyone likes
You think so?
Berenstain Bears.
When asked to do something that they hate, most bears will procrastinate. Procrastinate means take a lot of time to do a thing they know they're supposed to do and fill the time doing other stuff instead. It's about waiting too long. Brother and sister bear were good about most things. They kept up with their schoolwork. They wore their safety helmets when they went biking and skateboarding. They said please and thank you without being prompted. Papa Bear was good about most things too. He helped the cubs with their homework. He kept his tools sharp and ship-shape. He was always ready to help a neighbor. But there was one thing that the cubs and Papa were not good about. Their chores. It wasn't that Papa and the cubs didn't want to do their chores. It was just that they seemed to have reasons not to do them. They had such good excuses. You're right, my dear, said Papa. The grass does need cutting, but Mama Spider has spun a wonderful web on the lawnmower, and I haven't the heart to put all of her hard work to waste. Mama, said Brother, may I skip setting the table tonight? There's a TV show on the Ice Age, but I have to do a report on the beast of Baluchistan. Mama, said Sister, I know it's my week to clean up after little lady. That's their dog. It's just that I'm waiting until the end of the week so I can do it all at once. There was also endless bickering about who did what. Why is it, complained Sister, that Brother gets the easy jobs like setting the table and I get the yucky ones like scraping the plates into the garbage? Easy? Easy, protested Brother. Setting the table is hard. You've got to remember where everything goes. The knives, spoons, and the forks. Want to trade? Asked Sister. No thanks, said Brother. So it went. Argue, argue, bicker, bicker. Mama sighed. If only Papa and the cubs were as good at doing their chores as they were at arguing about them, life would be so much easier. And speaking of easier, thought Mama, instead of nagging about their chores, it would be a lot easier to just do them myself. And that's what she did. She set and cleared the table. She cleaned up after little lady. She chased the dust bunnies from under the furniture. There's also baby Honey to take care of. That's their baby sister. And not to mention the cubs' messy room. The cubs did pick up and put away. Sometimes. Papa did cut the grass. Occasionally. And the cubs did chase dust bunnies. Once in a while. But when it comes to chores, sometimes, occasionally, and once in a while, don't count. Not surprisingly, things began to slide. Excuse me. Everybody got a little grouchy, especially Mama Bear. Something had to be done. But what? Papa decided to call a family meeting. My dear, he said, I've been thinking. Yes, said Mama. What I've been thinking, he continued, is that we might want to relax a bit and ease up on the chores a little. Oh, said Mama. That's not what she was hoping to hear, was it, AJ? Mm-mm. Yes, said Papa. There's a lot more to life than chores. There's walking in the sunshine, enjoying Mother Nature, and fishing in the old fishing hole. There's riding bikes, said Brother, and jumping rope, said Sister. Then to Papa and the cubs' great surprise, Mama said, You know something? I think you're absolutely right. You do? Said Papa. Oh, I certainly do, said Mama, with a sly gleam in her eye. I've been so concerned with the house, I haven't been up to my quilting club for a week. And with the flower show coming up, I should be preparing my exhibit. Seems a little suspicious, doesn't it? Let's see. Not worrying about spider webs and dust bunnies worked pretty well at first. There were a few bad moments, like when baby Honey almost ate a bug. Sorry, buddy. But Mama was her smiling self again. She got back to quilting and began her work on the flower show exhibit. I was thinking of combing Shasta daisies and silver moon roses. What do you think, dear? Combining Shasta daisies and silver moon roses. What do you think, dear? She asked. Sounds fine to me, said Papa, who was working on his fishing gear. Mama, said Sister, I'm growing grapefruit plant for school and there are so many dishes in the sink I can't water it. Oh, no problem, said Mama. Just water it in the upstairs bathroom. Sister stomped upstairs with her grapefruit plant. Oh, I wish I had a grapefruit plant. Yum, 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 yum. Mama, said Brother, I left my marbles on the floor and now they're gone. Goodness, said Mama, I must have sucked them up with the vacuum. I do have to vacuum once in a while. But one of them was my best shooter, said Brother. Oh, I'm sure you can find them by emptying the vacuum bag, said Mama. But, sputtered Brother. Now, if you'll excuse me, said Mama, I'm off to my quilting club. Some household tasks got done, beds got made, more or less, meals got served, sort of, but bit by bit, messy buildup began to take over the whole treehouse. Wet towels were piled up on the bathroom floor. Fruit flies hovered over the dishes in the sink. The pictures on the wall got crookeder and crookeder, and there was a whole army of dust bunnies under that sofa. There were so many burnt crumbs on the bottom of the toaster oven that the whole kitchen smelled burnt. A strange green mold was on the shower curtain, and a 1,000-legger came swimming towards Sister in the bathtub. Oh, that would be the last straw. That would be a bummer, wouldn't it? Yes, Brother was having fun riding his bike, and Sister was having fun jumping rope, and Papa brought home some fine fish, and Mama finished her beautiful new quilt. But living in all that messy buildup wasn't much fun, and one day when Mama was off at the garden club, Papa decided to call another meeting. No sooner had the meeting been called in order that everybody was okay. I got tongue-tied. Let's do this for a minute. Blah, 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 blah. Can you do that with me? Blah, 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 blah. No. Sometimes when you get tongue-tied when you're reading a book, you have to blah, 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 to get it out. So no sooner had the meeting been called to order than everybody was talking at once, and they were all saying the same thing. We have got to do something about this awful mess. And they did. They picked up all the wet towels, got the dishes out of the sink, straightened the pictures. They cleaned out the toaster oven and banished the dust bunnies and scrubbed the shower curtain and sat down, exhausted and pleased, and waited for Mama to come home. Well, she said when she returned, everything is set for the flower show. Ooh, sounds like our clothes are dry, doesn't it? Everything was set for the flower show. And I think there's a good chance I may win an award. Papa and the cubs waited for her to notice what they had done. But all Mama did was take off her yellow going out hat and put on her blue at-home duster. Mama, said Sister, haven't you noticed anything? Mama looked around and smiled. You mean how the whole house is neat and clean and the chores are done? Well, yes, I did notice. And with that, she gathered the cubs in a big bear hug and gave Papa a great big kiss. Mwah! The end. So, I have a question for you guys. Do you have chores at home? AJ, do you have chores you do sometimes? Yeah, you're pretty good at helping around the house, aren't you?
Like doing the dishes.
AJ really likes to help do the dishes. And cleaning up the bookshelf was a chore we did together today, wasn't it? Uh-huh. It's important to do our chores because we have to keep our house a nice place to live. Even though sometimes there's some things that seem like more fun. What's something you think is more fun than doing chores? Playing. I think reading is more fun than doing chores. Grown-ups don't really like to do them either, but they have to stay done or else things happen like the bathroom floor gets full of wet towels, or what else happened at the Berenstain Bears house?
Dust bunnies.
Dust bunnies. Nobody likes a dust bunny. So that's why it's important for us to do chores.
Mommy, you remember what my friend is, dust bunny up there in the attic?
Oh yes, AJ has some made-up French dust bunnies. That's a different story. We like those ones. Let's say hello to them up there. Hello! What are their names?
Dennis.
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 And they're AJ's imaginary dust bunnies. And she has stuffed animals for them too. It's a whole thing. You guys have imaginary friends. We should talk about that someday. But not today, because today AJ and I are going to... It's warm in AJ's room. Today, AJ and I are going to read this very last book to you. And it's an Easter book and a critter book. How much do I love critters, AJ?
Calico critters.
Well, calico critters are great, but I love Little Critter. This is called Happy Easter, Little Critter. It's Easter morning. I bet the Easter Bunny has already come. I'll quietly tiptoe downstairs and find all the Easter goodies before anyone else wakes up. But as usual, my little sister is up before me. I get a toy egg that you can look into, a wind-up bunny, some candy chickens, a bunch of chocolate eggs, and a million jelly beans. The Easter Bunny gave my little sister the same things. Dad says he thinks that's so we won't argue. Mom says we can't eat any of it until after breakfast. After breakfast, we have to get dressed for church. Dad starts the car, and we all get in. My little sister likes to get all dressed up, but I don't. At church, I can't see anything because everyone is wearing funny hats. Poor little critter. After church, all the kids dye Easter eggs. AJ, have we dyed Easter eggs this year?
Yes.
Yes, we did. We made sparkly ones, swirly ones. I think my eggs are the best. While the eggs dry, we have a big picnic lunch. Oh, maybe we should have a picnic on Easter, AJ. I love picnics.
Me too, but I think he messed up his Easter eggs a little.
They're a little cracked, but I think that's okay. They still have beautiful colors. Then our parents hide more eggs and hide our eggs in the field. We're not supposed to peek. Everybody's peeking though. Next, we all line up.
Then go looking for them.
Sounds like fun. And run into the field to find the eggs.
I see
Ooh, look, they're laying everywhere. I'll let you guys look at this picture for a minute. Can you spy some eggs? The kids are gonna find those real quick. Sometimes too many kids find the same egg. Sometimes you walk right by an egg and somebody else finds it. Sometimes the little kids don't find any, so you have to help them. Oh, that's sweet and helpful, huh? by the time we go home, everyone has had a happy Easter. The end. And we have one more Easter book that we're going to read during story time tomorrow. Right, AJ?
Mm-hmm.
And then it'll be the weekend. And then it'll be Easter, right?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Well, maybe, I bet my bunny is excited about that. And the bear. Okay, guys, let's see. What did we read today? We read, boom, On the Night You Were Born. Boom, The Berenstain Bears and the Trouble with Chores. And boom, Happy Easter Little Critter. I hope you guys liked them all. If you want to tell us what your favorite was in the comments, that would be really cool. Or maybe you want to tell us about a chore that you have to do at home. Or maybe you want to tell us what you like to do for Easter. Feel free to tell us whatever you like. We're so curious, aren't we, AJ? Are we curious? Yeah. So let's tell them have a good day.
Have a